Okay, this is my CA-1 monitor top from 1934. Okay, if I can just get that to focus. It uses methylformate as the refrigerant, which is a clear liquid at atmospheric pressure. At the time it was one of the, let's say, more safe refrigerants that was available. Only General Electric used it. It seems that they had a patent on it. Okay, it takes 2 1/4 pounds of methylformate, and everything works at fairly low pressure, usually in a vacuum. You can see here the high side tube going into the condenser. Okay, here is the connector for the light socket. You can see it's just a ordinary 2-pin American pattern. Okay, inside is the evaporator, a little bit of frost on it. Temperature now is about 35 degrees Fahrenheit, and as you can see, it's just switched on. Being a cold day, middle of winter here, one of the characteristics of methylformate is that it condenses inside the compressor dome, and hence we get a slight rattling sound. These fridges, being US made, were designed for 110 volts. So in Australia we use a transformer, which I've got under here, to step down the 240 volt main supply. This transformer is rated at 750 VA, more than it needs to be, but it's what I had, and it's an auto transformer. I've got an earth leakage circuit breaker that will trip if the insulation in the fridge should break down, and someone touches it. If they get a shock, the thing will trip off. And there's a 3 amp overload circuit breaker in case something should draw excessive current. I restored this fridge in 2013. It came from, well, as far as I know, an auction house in Sydney. Apparently the person who bought it wasn't terribly careful with transporting it, so basically as far as I can work out, the fridge was put onto a trailer on its side, the top lifted off, caught the high side tube on the side of the cabinet and ripped it open. So the float valve was damaged, the thing was open to the atmosphere. So as a result of that, I've had to do a capillary conversion, which I'll see if we can see that in here. If I just move these out of the way. Okay, you can see a filter dryer, which is just a filter now, and the coil of capillary tubing. That replaces the now removed float valve. The other thing I had to do was restore the cabinet. I mean, you can see I've repainted it with appliance enamel now, but the inside of the cabinet was fairly badly rusted out because the insulation had become more damp. You can just see some of where the holes were. It seems to me that it was because of the incorrect door seal that had been fitted that moisture had got in. I was first alerted to it when I took out one of the screws under the cabinet and water started dripping out, so I pulled the whole thing to pieces. Gave it KBS rust treatment, and it came up really good. I've had this fridge, it's been operating since I've restored it. It's coming up to yeah, almost a year. No troubles, haven't had to bleed non-condensable gases out of it or anything like that. So yeah, I'm really pleased with this.